Assalamu alaikum. This lecture is talking about envenomation, emergencies, or animal biting. Objectives. By the end of the lecture, the audience should first define families of snakes all over the world. We will mention the four main poisonous snake families, and there will be many enrichment information in this point, but we will focus mainly on the two main poisonous snake families which are endemic in Egypt and Malaysia. Second, know how to manage the endemic snake bites. Understand how to diagnose and treat scorpion sting. And finally, recognize management of Hymenoptera toxicity, that's to say toxicity of bees, ants and wasps. Case study. Continue case study. All over the world, we have around 3,000 species of snakes globally. Only around 600 species are poisonous. References divided these species into main four families. Some reference divided it into five and others into six. But in this lecture, we rely on a reference which divide the snake families, poisonous snake families, into main four families. Poisonous snake families, according to the reference we rely on, they divided poisonous snake family into main four families: Colopridae, Elapidae, and its subfamily Hydrophidae, which is classified as a separate family in other references, Atractispidae, and Vibridae, and its Crotalinae family, which is divided also in other references as a separate family. Each family produces mainly a certain action, but it doesn't mean that it may not produce other action. So, mainly the family may produce neurotoxic effect, hemotoxic effect, cardiotoxic, myotoxic, nephrotoxic, or necrotoxic effect. The first poisonous snake family is Colopridae family. This family has the least poisonous effect comparing with other poisonous families. Snakes belong to this family. For example, African herald snake, it's a small snake producing local swelling but may cause also infection or hypersensitivity as any other type of snake. Another example, African tiger snake, which may produce local swelling, discoloration, bleeding, lymphangitis, headache, nausea. From slang, produce coagulopathy and hemorrhage, and vine snakes produce coagulopathy and hemorrhage too. We can differentiate each family from the other by the shape of the head. In Colopridae family, the shape of the head is elongated with the fangs by which it bites at the back of the upper jaw. Natural photos of Colopridae, we can see the characteristic elongated head and the green color of the snakes, which allow it to disappear between the leaves of the trees, and it might be touched accidentally. Then the snake will attack the victim. Usually the snake doesn't attack the victim until it feels fear. Another examples of snakes belong to Colapridae family, African herald snake and African tiger snakes. This is geographical distribution of Colapridae family. We can notice that it's endemic in Egypt as well as in Malaysia. The second family is Elapida family, which is very poisonous. Examples of snakes belong to this family: African garter snake that produce local effects only, African coral snake, African mammoth, Asian king cobra, Egyptian cobra, Australian broad-headed snakes, and sea snakes. As we see, the common effect of this family is neurotoxicity, but this doesn't mean that there is no other effect. As we see, the Australian broad-headed snake produce hemotoxic effect. The characteristic shape of the head of Elapidae family is elongated with the fangs located in front of the upper jaw. Geographical distribution of Elapidae, we can see it's endemic in Egypt, Malaysia, and we can see the distribution of sea snake. Coral snake, which belongs to this family, or that's to say Elapida family, it's not endemic in Egypt. It's mainly in the United States, and they say that white and black poison leg, red and yellow kill the fellow. It means that even in the same type of snake, one snake could be poisonous more than the other. Another examples of snake belongs to this family: African garter snake, as we see, as a smaller snake, and African mammoth snake, which is very poisonous. The most common poisonous snake belongs to this family is Asian and Egyptian cobra, which is endemic in Egypt and Malaysia. And there is the spitting cobra, which spits poison directly to the cornea of the victim, causing corneal opacity and complete corneal loss, and it needs cornea replacement for management. And the odd snake, the Australian broadhead snake, that produces hemotoxic effect, which is not common in this family, because this family commonly produce neurotoxic effect. The third family is Atractospeidae family, that produce mainly cardiotoxic effect, as we see. Geographical distribution of Atractospeidae family, it's endemic in Egypt, but as we see, it's not endemic in Malaysia. The head in Atractospeidae family is commonly elongated with the fang at the front of the upper jaw. It could be double head snake or even 5 heads snake. The last poisonous snake is Viprini family, which is subdivided into Viprini and Crotallini. Sand viper belongs to Viprini family, which is very toxic, producing hemotoxic effects, severe toxicity, more than cobra viper, which produce neurotoxic effect. And the second example of snake belongs to Viprini subfamily is pseudo-horned viper. As we notice, it produces paralysis, which is not common in this family. This family commonly producing hemotoxic effect. The second subfamily is Crotallini, to which rattlesnake belong. Rattlesnakes producing mainly hemotoxic effect and commonly endemic in United States, not endemic in Egypt or Malaysia. North American copperhead and cottonmouth snakes producing hemotoxicity also belong to this family. Shape of the head of this family is triangular with strong fangs located in front of the upper jaw. These snakes also has heat sensitive pit organ by which they can feel the heat of the body of the victim to start to attack it. Pseudo-horned viper, which produce neurotoxic effect, which is not common in this family, As we know, the common effect of this family is hemotoxic effect. Rattlesnake, which is not endemic in Egypt or Malaysia, it's mainly endemic in the United States, and it has an organ at the end of its tail called rattle, by which it produces voice-like a ringing voice. It means that the snake is ready to attack the victim. And as we can see, we have hemotoxic rattlesnake and neurotoxic rattlesnake. But mainly this family, the snakes belong to it, produce hemotoxic effect. And other types of snakes belong to this family, cottonmouth and copperhead snake. Distribution of this family is distributed in Egypt as well as in Malaysia, as we see. The snake venom is highly modified saliva that is secreted by the parotid salivary gland, which is modified too and located on each side of the head of the snake below and behind the eye. The glands which secrete the venom is surrounded by muscles and connected to a duct which pours inside a canal or groove inside the fangs by which the snake bites. When the snake bites, the muscles surrounding the glands contract and squeeze the gland to pass the venom from the gland to the duct to the fangs to the patient's body. When the glands are empty and the snake bite, the bite is named a dry bite. In case of dry bite, if toxicity occurs, it will not be caused by the snake venom. The cause will be infection or hypersensitivity. The component of snake venom may be neurotoxins like modified phospholipase A2 or danger toxin and fasciculin, which are very poisonous type of or ingredient of snake venom, or toxin affecting coagulation. These toxins are present in hemotoxic snakes like procoagulant, anticoagulant, platelet aggregation inhibitor, and promoter. They produce severe hemolysis and coagulopathy and may result in disseminated intravascular coagulation, DIC, and hemorrhaging, producing damage of vascular system and producing also internal hemorrhage, petechia, ecchymosis, nephrotoxins, and necrotoxins like phospholipase A2.